Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk Live. We got a good one today. We got a friend of mine with a channel by the name of Retro Gypsy, and we are going to have a real talk.
It is time that we had a talk. A real talk.
Okay, I figured I'd work the intro in there. It's something that I'm going to have to be a little bit more natural with, something I need a little more practice with. All right, without further ado, here is Retro Gypsy. How you doing, man?
Doing well, dude. That was an awesome intro.
I'm getting a little better. I still consider myself kind of new to the stream game. But yeah, a little better every time.
No, that was perfect. That's awesome.
So, I'm going to say hi to some people here in the chat. So we got Average, who is first in every time. Count Juicy, how you doing? Some familiar faces here. Fett is here to call me fake yet again. I have no idea what that is about, but he's consistently calling me fake. So that's just his shtick, I guess. Star Wars late talk. It was like a minute late. Okay, I said the countdown started on the minute I was supposed to start. Okay, cut me a freaking break.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that intro took a lot of work. That was with me and Lord Crit. We made that together. Should we just leave this on? We'll just leave this comment on the whole stream.
For sure. I was just saying, man. It's all fake. It's not real.
So we are here with Retro Gypsy. So Retro Gypsy doesn't have a face cam, which is the first time we have done that on this on Real Talk. But that's okay. You want to tell the people why you don't have a face cam yet? What your plans are?
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny. We were talking a bit earlier. I don't have my background set up yet. That's kind of the biggest thing. I've got all this Star Wars stuff that I really want to show everybody at some point, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those hat wearing days, if you will, as well. So
it's always a hat wearing day on this channel.
But yeah, no, I mean, I'm kind of excited to be able to share that here in the next little bit. Kind of been saving it for a little camera, so there's that as well. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what's going to be going on here in the next little bit.
It's tough getting into the YouTube game because you're like, yeah, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, and then like you have the channel, and you're like, how do I edit videos? How do I do anything? Oh shit! I need a mic. I need a camera. It's just like.
Well, sorry, I was gonna say my younger brother. He showed me just about everything, and from Premiere, Adobe, to just like editing everything. He's like, you don't need a mic, dude. You don't need a camera and all that other stuff. I do like quality a lot, but it's just one of those things where I really appreciated him helping me get into the YouTube game. So anyway.
Yeah. Every YouTube creator is an absolute perfectionist. Yeah. There was somebody that I followed for a long time. His name was Gary Vaynerchuk. Every time I mention his name, nobody knows him. He goes by Gary V on YouTube, and he inspired me to just put out content, regardless of the quality. Just put it out there. That's what matters. That's how you build momentum, is that content. And that was really inspiring for me because I really struggled with that perfectionism. Yeah, so just get it out there.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect way of doing it. I mean, as long as you're consistent, I really feel like that's kind of the biggest thing. But this is a social media platform. I mean, it's fun to do it with friends and to be able to, grow your channels like together. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And the Star Wars community is really great for that because we all love Star Wars, which is like we immediately all have something in common. We're all really supportive of each other. We build each other up, and that's it's really unique to the Star Wars community. So it's really helpful.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say thank you for, letting me on. I think it's really sweet and very kind of you to help smaller creators and help us all, kind of build each other up. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been there, man. It's so hard to get your name out there. So I get it. So, I mean, it's exciting for me to have small creators on because like you not having a face cam on is kind of exciting because you're in your early stages, man. You like
kind of an infant.
Yeah, exactly. So you like the face reveal is coming. the anticipation is there, the buildup is there. All right, let's get into some Star Wars stuff. Okay, that's what people are here for.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I usually start these streams off, which I'm doing a really horrible job transitioning right now.
You're doing great.
What is one of your earliest Star Wars memories, or what is a fond memory of yours?
So that's a great question. My first ever experience with Star Wars, people are going to be super skeptical of this, but I was actually 2 years old when I first saw Star Wars. I just knew it as Star Wars. I didn't know it as A New Hope. I found that out later on down the road. But my family did a family reunion like every summer. And so I had all the cousins would go over to Grandma's house, right? Grandma had the original like VHS tapes. And we would they put it on. And this is something kind of a fun fact about me. Quick fact. My mom, she would throw a video on or like a movie on, and my eyes were glued to that screen for like the remainder of however long it was. So I was kind of an easy child to watch after.
Yeah,
but Star Wars, I don't know what it was. It's still vivid in my mind. Of that. That was in like 1997 or something like that. So like right before the Phantom Menace came out, and then when the Phantom Menace came out, I just kind of started snowballing from there. I absolutely loved going to the theater when I was 4 years old at the time, and getting to watch that duel scene, the Duel of the Fates, like just set me off.
Your family took you to the Phantom Menace at 4 years old.
Yeah, dude.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I still remember. I still remember where we sat. I mean, it was so cool. My dad. We were kind of sitting on towards the side of the theater, but I looked over and there was like this crowd of people. I mean, it was just packed. The theater was completely packed. I'd never been a part of that before. I mean, I was 4 years old, but it was just cool to see the wave of people in the theater. So,
wow, that is special. Like,
yeah.
The first one that I saw in theaters was Episode 3. Even I think we're in the same age. You said you were 2 at 97, so you were 95.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
okay. So same age. I would think I was 11 when I saw Revenge of the Sith, and my brother was 2 years younger than me, and my parents cut off at 11. Didn't let my brother go, but let me go. And he's still so upset about that. But anyways, like age 4, you got to experience the Phantom Menace thing. Like that was a huge pinnacle. Like that was a peak of Star Wars hype and excitement that I didn't get to experience. So that is super cool that you got to.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing that I kind of cherish. I'll cherish for the rest of my life. I mean, I didn't really realize to the fullest extent of how big Star Wars actually was until I went to the theater at 4 years old, seeing that, and you're like, holy smokes, like, and I I think back to this day, I'm like, wow, Star Wars is a big thing. Like it's so big. It's a really big community.
Yeah. So did you see the Clone Wars as well?
I did. I saw Attack of the Clones. That was a lot of fun. I don't know. Did you freak out when Yoda popped in?
Oh yeah. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. I can only imagine the theater.
Oh, that's right. You just said that you saw the Revenge of the Sith in the theater. That was the first one. Yeah. No, Attack of the Clones was nuts. My parents let me bring a couple of my friends. And we were just like, what, Yoda? It was super fun. It was probably, that was even more enjoyable because, just the action sequences from the clones to, being able to see Jango Fett for the first time. That was pretty neat too.
Yeah. Oh man, that is so cool.
What was your, I guess, so you said you were 11 years old when you saw that. Did you go with your parents?
I went with my dad.
Okay.
No one's ever reflected that question back to me.
Yeah.
That's good. Now I can finally talk about mine. I remember Episode 1 coming out. Like I had a Phantom Menace T-shirt. I remember having a couple toys or whatever. But my first Star Wars experience was my dad was watching it on the TV in his bedroom. He's just half asleep, on his bed, watching whatever was on TV, and Star Wars was on, so he was watching it. And I remember it was Return Return of the Jedi. That's episode 6, right? I always want to say Revenge of the Jedi.
It's Return of the Jedi. Yeah, that's my favorite, man.
Yeah. And the Jabba Hutt scene was on, and I was freaking out. That was so scary. Holy cow. That was horrifying. I was like half in the blanket, like, this Jabba guy is freaky. And then
you thought Jabba was freaky. You didn't think the Rancor was freaky?
Oh, that came next. I was like, holy shit, that's Star Wars so scary. Yeah. And then episode 2 came out, and we had 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, and just watch those on loop.
That's so fun.
Over and over and over. Fun. That anticipation waiting for episode 3 to come out was.
Dude, my favorite was like role playing the fight, the Duel of the Fates fight scene with my cousins and everything. It's just like, oh, I'm Darth Maul, or oh, I'm Qui-Gon, or something like that. It was just the funnest thing. We'd use baseball bats as lightsabers.
Damn, bro, you didn't even have those cheap, shitty lightsabers?
Well, I did, but I never would bring them. My mom would never let me bring those to grandma's house, and that was so it was these wiffle ball bats that we'd use. Those things hurt, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Smash in the finger. So
yeah, me and my brother had the cheap toy ones. They just hurt like a bitch if you caught the other person's finger.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's always the fingers, dude.
And then if the person who got hit, it was always personal. You did that on purpose.
On purpose, yeah. I totally remember that. Oh my goodness, that brings back some nostalgic times. But yeah, I don't know. I really grew up in a great time. We both grew up in a great time for Star Wars, I think. I mean, the prequels was like everything to me. Learning about my mom would get me tons of toys for Star Wars. I was kind of lucky that way. I definitely got the full range of Star Wars, from toys to books, merchandise and everything. And
do you still have them?
Yeah, actually, I don't personally have them. My mom has them. They're in a bin. At their actually, it's in a storage unit right now. They just sold their house, but yeah, they're sitting in a storage unit somewhere in Texas, and it's just funny because I'm sure my kids are gonna see that one day and they'll be, what the heck? Like, these are old. You're like, yeah,
you're letting them marinate right now in storage, not letting them get any air exposure.
No, exactly. Yeah, I need to, dude. Speaking of which, I need to send you those action figures. So.
Oh yeah, so that was pretty cool, that Holocron store. Dude, I don't know if anybody watching has heard of that or has seen that before.
That's such a cool store. I'm gonna have to go back. I'll have to go back and maybe live stream that for everybody. But that was a really fun experience with y'all getting to be a part of that. I walked in there and I don't think the camera fully grasped the aspect for everybody. It was just a really big store, from toys from like the 70s all the way up to now. It was such a cool experience. FX lightsabers. There was a Return of the Jedi Luke's lightsaber from like 1980 something, but like from Kenner. It was so cool. It was such cool stuff.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stores dedicated to only Star Wars stuff. It's usually just half of an aisle, let alone the entire store, every aisle of every Star Wars era.
I completely agree with that.
So that's still in driving distance from you?
Yeah, probably about 20 minutes away. Oh, it's not too far. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Bro, that is sick. Yeah, so I think I guess we didn't really introduce what had happened. He was filming with his phone. He was live streaming it in a Discord, and he was walking us through this store. And I remember just dumping stupid amounts of money into figurines and spending $30 on shipping per figurine, just like getting freaking robbed on eBay. But that was all that there was for me in Canada, where I live anyway. We don't have figurine stores. I've never in my life seen a store like he has shown. So
sorry, I thought you meant the store itself. But yeah, you were getting robbed on eBay for sure.
No, yeah. And so that was so cool seeing you go through that store, and you picked out, or I picked out, an OT Vader and OT Luke, right?
Yeah, the Return of the Jedi Luke, and I'm trying to They're right behind me. Yeah, the Return of the Jedi Luke, and then you've got I think it came out, the Vader one came out just like prior to it was the Power of the Force action figures, so they were all like from between like I think it was 95 to like 98 or something like that. But those are just some of the coolest ones. They've kind of got this buff feature to them, just the way that they were sculpted. But it's kind of a neat thing. So kids can play with it, and then it's also collector friendly. But anyway.
Yeah, super cool. So yeah, you think you were in that stream as well, Juicy? Like that.
Yeah, Juicy was definitely there.
4 hours away from me. The question is, would you make that drive? Would you make that drive? I think I would.
You would. I think you would too.
I would do it. Just make a whole day out of it. You know, kind of like a little road trip.
Yeah.
Those prices though. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't get over it. But you had mentioned to me that Luke was your favorite character, right?
Luke Skywalker is my favorite character.
Do you have a bunch of Luke figurines?
I don't have a whole bunch of Luke figurines. I do have, well, I guess in terms of figurines, yeah, I've got like a Funko Pop. I've got the Return of the Jedi Luke. I've got a Return of the Jedi poster. I've got a couple things that are Luke related, but yeah, I Luke, Vader, Boba Fett, those are my three favorite Star Wars characters, and they will always be my favorite Star Wars characters. So
what? So has Boba always been a favorite of yours? Because people had this weird connection to Boba Fett when he had like no screen time. You know, he was just kind of a legend.
Well, this is the thing. Before the prequels, as a kid, reading the books, there was a encyclopedia for the original trilogy. It was for the whole original trilogy, and it had a whole 2 pages dedicated to Boba Fett, and it was so fun to read about him, like as this kid, and you learned a lot more about him from just these books than obviously from the films, because he has a quote unquote demise in Return of the Jedi, but he's such this mysterious figure in the original trilogy, because again, we didn't have the prequels, so you didn't get to see this young Boba Fett, or even the Clone Wars for that matter, the Clone Wars TV series. Speaking of which, I did see the Clone Wars movie in the theaters. I don't know if you saw that in the theaters.
The animated one?
Yeah, the animated movie.
I didn't even know that hit theaters.
Yeah, it did. You didn't know that? The movie.
Honestly, I the whole Clone Wars animated series, I snobbed it as a kid. I saw it on TV, and I'm like, turn this shit off. I'm like, this doesn't even compare to the live action.
No,
like,
it
what
doesn't.
kind of kids are watching this show?
It was definitely a different. Yeah, it was definitely a different experience. I had to warm up to it for sure. Like the movie was just kind of like, who's this Ahsoka girl? Like, she was kind of annoying in the film, and then she definitely grows on you throughout the series, and as well as you're well aware of that. But anyway, going back to Boba Fett, you didn't know much about him, and so I think that's kind of what made him fun. Is you have your own imagination, and that's what Star Wars is. It's this massive sandbox, and you can. In the beginning, it was just whatever your imagination could come up with as a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you feel that same way, but
yeah, totally, man. Boba Fett's one of those characters. That's probably why people loved him so much. Was this mysterious aspect about him, and the people that understood him really understood him, because they took that extra step to get to know him, which made the relationship a little bit more special, which is how I think people are with like the Old Republic and stuff like that. It feels a little bit more special because it's not quite mainstream.
No, exactly. That's actually one of the reasons why I love the Old Republic so much. It's so different. Knights of the Old Republic. I think I saw that are you starting to get more into that?
Yeah, I'm still like, I'm kind of like, I pick up so many projects, and I start like 10 projects, and then I don't like finish any of them at like a certain time. So like I want to start it, but I really want to finish the Plagueis book. And I'm like, okay, I'm limiting myself to one Star Wars thing at a time.
I mean,
so that's my next
Audible. You should use Audible, man. That's such a great way. Okay, good. I was gonna say it's so much easier. Like I used to sit down and read books, but I don't know, it gets a little harder over time. You don't have and you don't want to spend the time to sit there and read when you can just listen to it. So
True. But even Plagueis, I feel like it's maybe I'm just a chimp, a caveman, but maybe that book is not. If I lose focus and I'm like, oh, look, a bird, like
no, yeah,
it's
no,
like not an easy read.
I completely agree with that.
So it kind of feels like reading because I have to dedicate a certain amount of time to listen to it. So I plan it when I go out for a walk or whatever. But yeah, that's besides the point.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, do you even have a favorite Star Wars character? I mean, I'm sure you do. Like, that's
I think my favorite, for me, it's an easy Vader is my favorite. That's why I kind of plaster him on everything. But it gets a little more foggy if I think about favorite Jedi. Like, that's not an easy answer for me. I still don't know who my favorite Jedi is.
Okay,
because I love them all for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
Who is your favorite Sith?
Definitely Vader for sure. It's interesting. So some people might find this to be funny. Darth Nihilus, he's in the Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah. He's probably my favorite Sith. Although going back to like bad guys, Darth Vader's my favorite bad guy. So I don't know. Darth Nihilus is he's got such a cool concept. He's really cool.
Yeah, he is.
Character design as well. I think the character design is pretty neat with the mask and everything, and then the concept alone for him is pretty cool as well. Just the being able to use Force Drain, that'd be so awesome. He's really cool in the games. So anyway,
yeah. I would expand, but I don't know shit about it.
No, it's all good. I was gonna say that'd be a good game for you to play, man. Knights of the Old Republic.
That's the thing. I'm waiting to see. Like, I know that it's in the process of being remastered, or it's going to be remastered.
Sure.
And I feel like I got so much on my plate. Maybe I'll just wait for it to be remastered.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, I was gonna say having some updated graphics would definitely help that game for sure. Graphics is a huge thing. I mean, I was playing Shadows of the Empire, which I'm going to upload here pretty soon. But oh my gosh, the graphics. They're so hard. It's like N64 type graphics, like that blocky, 3D animation. It's rough. It's really rough to look at sometimes. So
yeah, we have nostalgia goggles on for a lot of these old games. Like, they're so great. And then we go back and play them, and it's just like, it's hard. Good for the time. This is not good anymore.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that.
So, big Boba fan. Going back to Boba, just wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you then while we were talking about it. Do you have a prediction or a hope for the Book of Boba show?
Dude, I just need something gritty. Like, Boba Fett is gritty. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a dark character because he's just he's a bounty hunter. He's neutral, He was seen as a bad guy in the original trilogy when, like, before everything ever happened or came out on him. Expanded universe, I guess, would probably say otherwise. He was kind of a bad guy. But in the Book of Boba Fett, dude, I'm just really hoping that we get some good storylines. Maybe see some older characters. Bosk would be kind of a cool thing to see. Fennec Shand, she's a cool character. I really do hope that it's centered around Boba. In light of recent TV shows, I feel like they've kind of centered around other people, other than the people that they say that the show's about. But yeah, Boba Fett, I really hope it's centered around him. We get to see some of the criminal underworld. I think that he will become the king of the criminal underworld. I do feel like that's kind of the kind of where they're heading. In the expanded universe, he became Mandalore. So I don't know if they would even do that because you've got Din Djarin. But yeah, no, my predictions are he's probably going to become the king of the underworld, the criminal underworld, and then like I said before, I just hope we get some fun, action sequences. They've stated that it's going to be gritty, but
is he not already? Because he took Jabba's old throne.
Right? Jabba was just a part of a. I mean, he was a gang leader. I mean,
Boba's going to have his one gang.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless he expands, kind of like Darth Maul. Darth Maul he kind of took over the Crimson Dawn and Black. So you had the Black Sun, the Crimson Dawn, the Pikes, the Hutt cartel. You had so many different offshoots of these basically mafias. And I think Boba Fett might play a little Monopoly and win him some gangs. So yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun to see.
So yeah, I'm not really sure if it's because there's going to be a lot of flashbacks, right?
I would assume so, yeah.
From what we understand, and it's called the Book of Boba, which sounds like it's something that's been like archived, because it's like the Book of Boba, the story of Boba. So it sounds like it's maybe going to be a lot of flashback type stuff, but I think that there has to be some kind of current storyline happening. So what I'm wondering is it going to be a really simple storyline with a lot of flashbacks, or like a more complicated storyline with some flashbacks?
Yeah, no, I would say that. I don't know what Lucasfilm's plans are right now. It's kind of, they do very random things at random times, but I'm wondering if I don't know if Boba Fett's going to start steering in his own direction. I don't really know if that's going to be the direction that they take. They're just kind of, or they're wanting to tie in Boba with Mandalorian again, but yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Yeah. Hey, Sabrina, thanks for joining us.
Sabrina,
lots of friends in the stream today.
Yeah,
I think that you're right, though. I think Din they're going to save the throne for Din.
They have to, right?
Yeah,
it's got to be a part of his arc.
Well, what do you think is going to happen with Bo-Katan then?
Dude, I think I really think she's ruined it for herself.
You think so?
She's also kind of regressed as a character. She's become more of this she's just kind of like this self-entitled brat almost. She's kind of power hungry at this point as well. I don't feel like spending time with Death Watch was a very good thing for her, but I do feel like I think she wants what's good for her people. And I think that probably the best option would be Din, because he's always looking out for the Mandalorians, right? He was a part of the foundlings or whatever, and that's what his job was. He was trying to bring in credits to help the less fortunate. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the direction that's going to be going. Bo-Katan will probably have to step down. I think maybe even she might fight him for the throne. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like she would become a bad guy. Let's just say that.
Yeah, more like they're going to be allies towards a goal, but there's going to be tension because
there will be definitely
a Darksaber.
For sure. Yeah,
I could see. This is kind of my prediction. I could see Din and Bo-Katan duking it out for the Darksaber, episode 1 of the show. I think that's what's
episode 1, huh?
Episode 1. I think it's going to be a really exciting introduction to the series, and then everyone's going to be talking about that fight the whole season, and then they're going to get that Darksaber stuff out of the way, and then I'm going to predict that Bo-Katan's going to win. She's going to get the Darksaber, and then but Din still cares about Mandalore, so he's still going to assist her in her quest. But they just got the Darksaber out of the way. It was like the elephant in the room they had to deal with, but they're still allies, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the show, it's going to be kind of like she realizes over time that Din is a more appropriate ruler, and then they have another battle, and then it's kind of like it'll be like a rematch.
Yeah.
In the finale, and then Din will win it back as like a rightful ruler. That's my prediction. That's what I would like to see.
That's a great theory. That's a great prediction. That would be kind of cool to see. The first episode, you see, Din's all beat up or whatever, and then they kind of go back at it again. Like it just jumps right into the action. You got Bo-Katan versus Din Djarin. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. Just jump right into the action. But yeah, no, that's a great theory, man.
So do you think Boba's going to play, like, how much of a role are Din and Boba? Because they seem kind of connected as characters now, and now they're each going to have their own shows. So I'm wondering, are the cameos done between them? That's
the thing is, I don't know if they're going to tie back Boba with the Mandalorian. It didn't seem like he didn't really seem too interested in Mandalore to begin with. I mean, this is my prediction for the whole show. I really think that it's headed towards a movie. They're going to have a bunch of seasons. and then when it's all said and done, the movie is going to be about retaking Mandalore again. So you're going to see all this like this massive, kind of like Endgame. You just see this massive team up with like Luke Skywalker, Grogu, Ahsoka.
You think those Jedi are going to get involved in Mandalore?
I'm pretty sure, dude. I mean, after the longest rivalry in all of Star Wars, Mandalorians and the Jedi, I think that they would come together and retake Mandalore from the Empire. I really think that. I think it'd be kind of cool. You know, I mean, we had the Siege of Mandalore, right, in the Clone Wars. I think it'd be kind of cool to see.
That's true.
A live action, you know, taking of Mandalore. I think it'd be kind of cool. So
yeah, I don't think the current Jedi or the Jedi at that time, or what's left of them, really care. You know, like I think the Mandalorians probably are still bitter, but I mean I'm a little foggy on the timeline, but that seems like it was maybe the generation before them.
No, and I think that's kind of where Luke comes into play, really. I mean, he's such a kind-hearted individual, and I feel like he wants to help people no matter what. He's so optimistic, you know, and obviously, you know, defeating the Empire is kind of the common goal of most people in the galaxy far, far away, but I don't know. I feel like Luke would play a huge part in that. But anyway, especially with that new. Yeah. Did you see that new poster that just came out?
Oh, I did.
That's so cool, dude.
That's I honestly like with the limited stuff that we've been getting from Star Wars. Like, I'll freaking take that poster. You know, like anything. It's a kind of a weird reveal, though.
That is a weird reveal. Yeah.
And like, was that an official Star Wars website?
I don't know. I see. That's the thing is, I just saw it yesterday, and I haven't really had time to like go and do some research. I might have to do that today, but Theory was kind of speculating all that, and I don't know. I hope it's real because that'd be so cool to see, man. They have to do Luke right. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
It sounded like Theory really seemed to believe that it was real because he was emotional about it, which he is with everything Luke Skywalker. And I don't think that he would get that emotional over some fan art.
Yeah, fan art. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to go look at that today. That's that'd be fun content to look at. Yeah, I don't know. Luke, they just have to do him right. They just have to do him right. They don't.
I think they will. I think they did good with them in the Mandalorian, but I can't get over the deep fake. It just didn't look that good to me.
I mean, I will say this. I can definitely get over that.
Sure.
I feel like they definitely tried. I mean, considering that Luke is my favorite character, like in all of Star Wars, in all of cinema, actually. He's just to see him alone. And again, I know you said it was kind of wonky, and it was. I'm not gonna lie. It was so good to see the character that we all know and love, to be able to see him walk through the doors and be like, yeah, I'm Luke Skywalker. Like, get over it, you know, like, and this is how I'm supposed to be, you know, I'm this optimistic farm boy from Tatooine. I've had a hard life and I choose to be happy and choose to help people, you know?
The context, like we already know that he just dealt with Palpatine and Vader and whatever, like all those memories came rushing back.
Oh, definitely.
And for me, it was the most exciting when he had his hood on and you slowly realize that it was Luke when, you know, like for me, it was the glove that he was wearing. That was the immediate, like, this is Luke. And then we saw the green lightsaber and like seeing him tear through those dark troopers or what are they called?
I think it was dark troopers.
Yeah. Seeing him tear through them before the hood was off. That was the most exciting part for me because the imagination was going nuts.
Yeah.
Right.
I completely agree with that, man. I think it was the X-Wing that did it for me, man. As soon as I saw that X-Wing, I was like, what the heck? Like, who in the New Republic has an X-Wing? Like, who's going to be flying around in an X-Wing? And then he lands and you see Grogu, you know, he's like, oh, like, I sense something, you know? And then you see the black cloak. I mean, that's the Return of the Jedi cloak. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, is that Luke? And as soon as I saw that green lightsaber, I just freaked the crap out, man. I was like, I'll be real. I cried.
We all got emotional.
It was,
sure. Well, we had been through so much shit as a community that it was really nice to get that win.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I was going to say, well, Sabrina, Luke's deep fake was better than Leia's in Rogue One. Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I will agree with that. Speaking of Rogue One.
Yeah.
Dude, that's that has been my favorite Star Wars content that's come out. Honestly, it had that Star Wars feel to it. Yeah,
I think
in my
that's
opinion.
everyone's in agreement on Rogue One, which is really nice.
It's funny. I feel like I'm a part of the smaller opinion on this. That didn't make any sense. I'm a part of the smaller group on this. I feel like the movie still would have done well had they not put in Vader. I really believe that.
Yeah, totally.
It was a good one shot for those characters, which I don't really know why they're going to be making an Andor series, but that's kind of besides the point. But
I agree with you, actually.
But no, it was. There's not much to go off of for Andor. I'm just saying, because it's just kind of one of his story's done. So
totally agree.
You know what's going to happen to him. But I do really feel like exactly. Rogue One was the best Star Wars movie. Rogue One's the best Star Wars movie. Mandalorian is definitely the next best Star Wars content with that season finale for sure.
Yeah. So back to this comment, because I did want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Like Luke's fake looked. It was similar to Leia's in the sense that you could just feel that something was different.
Mm-hmm.
Something was just a little bit off. They looked like the best video game character design ever. It's like when you're playing a video game and they're like, oh, that person almost looks perfectly real. It was kind of that feeling. But I've seen some, what's that one YouTube channel? It's some kind of channel dedicated to CGI.
The Corridor Crew?
Yeah, didn't they do their own Luke Skywalker? And it looked really good.
Yeah, those guys are fantastic, dude.
They did
really
that
love
low
what
budget.
they do. Yeah. No, well, that's the thing is, I don't know. Like, I'm wondering. I really want to see you behind the scenes. I think they're coming out with that as well. But I want to know how much time they actually had to put that together, because it really didn't seem like they had a whole lot of time. I mean, it seemed to me, I think Mark Hamill did come back to come help them, at least do some voice changing and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I really feel like it all depends on the time that you have on the project. And then obviously the budget as well. It is a TV show, and you have to keep that in mind. And I mean, they threw a ton of money at that show. So I'm like, why can't you put the money into that? But then again, it was kept secret from a lot of people. So
that's true.
Maybe they only took a small portion of the budget and kind of went on that. But
which gives me hope, because there was one episode in Mandalorian that had Luke Skywalker in it. Now, when we have Luke Skywalker and an entire show dedicated to him, you got to think like that deep fake it's got to be perfect, because that was the only nitpicking that people had about Luke Skywalker coming back, was that he looked a little off, which is a pretty good nitpick.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, man, Luke is my favorite character. Like I definitely see that for sure. Like, that's definitely one of those things where I'm like, dang, like you couldn't get that. I threw a week-long fit about deep fake Luke.
That's the thing. Okay, I feel like a dick being the guy. Like, yeah, he was a little off, but the thing is, it kind of like it took the wind out of the sails for me, because that's just me as a person. That was the same thing with Ahsoka. I saw her Leku, and it just took me out right away. Same with the Luke deepfake. That's just me as a person. I just have an eye for that thing too much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess then again, I mean, dude, technology has gotten so good. I mean, I'm wondering what they would have done a couple of years ago. I mean, would they have been able to have done that deep fake? Would they have done the whole, what would they have done? Would it have been CGI Luke? Because, I mean, it'd be kind of interesting. I mean, I know this is a really, I guess this is a hot take, but I think they did a great job with Tarkin. I really feel
think so too.
Like that. I don't know why you could get that with the Luke. That's kind of where I am, or the Leia for that matter. Like
that Tarkin, I still remember seeing little hairs on his face and stuff.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
So good. I think Leia looked a little bit like when you have your camera on and you turn the beauty setting right up. That's what Leia looked like.
Yeah. Is it the screen time? Is it like the amount of screen time that they got? Is that the reason why Tarkin looked so good, that because he had to be on screen for so long? Was that the reason why? There's a lot of questions that kind of come to my mind when you think of the Leia scene and then the Luke scene. Because in my personal opinion, I don't even know what they might, if they were to ever bring Han Solo in, you know, I highly doubt Harrison Ford would come back, but to do like a CGI or like a deep fake for Han Solo, that'd be kind of interesting too. But
you can't see that happening, really.
No, I don't either. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, they already did the Solo movie. They did a face mold for Tarkin.
That's an interesting. Okay, that's probably the reason why. Then, yeah.
Yeah, that's such prominent cheekbones.
Yeah, dude. Peter Cushing, or is it Peter Cushing? Right?
I think so. Yeah,
I might be wrong. I don't know. I might. I probably sounded like an idiot right there.
I don't know his actor name, but that name I very much recognize. So could definitely be him.
Very good.
Yeah. What's up, Solanic? Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we haven't talked at all about Bad Batch yet. Do you want to talk about Bad Batch?
You know what? Let's talk about it. There's been some good stuff. I will say. I'll let you go first. What have you thought about it?
As a whole?
Yeah, let's do that.
I will say that I really wish that the Bad Batch had been like a six episode show with all the filler taken out and just focus, because we're really not getting a lot of development on the Bad Batch or their characters. No. We're really not. Omega had a storyline that seemed like it was going somewhere, and it just hasn't. I think what it seems like they're going to do is the finale is going to be an absolute banger. It's going to be a whole arc on itself. And, you know, the intro had its own arc, and then there's been a couple pieces in between, but it's just been mostly filler. So it would just be nice if they just taken that filler out, given us something perfect, and moved on to the next show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I feel like I didn't want to be the first person to say this. I was hoping you would say it's been about Omega. Like, as good as a character that can be, as she can be, the show's about the Bad Batch. And I know she's a part of that now. I get that. But originally the show was about the Bad Batch, and that would be Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo, and Crosshair. So again, I don't know why it hasn't been centered around them. It has been, and there's not too much argument as to you can't really say that it hasn't been centered around Omega, because most of the time the camera's on Omega and her character development, which is fine. She can have character development, and she needs character development. But when it comes to the show being the name is the Bad Batch, and we know the Bad Batch to be, those 5 individuals. So yeah, Echo. I don't know how much more development you can do. I mean, I'm sure you could do more. There's definitely, you can always improve the character. But yeah, I mean, you got to see a little bit with Wrecker. There for a couple episodes, you know, you can see that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Mentally, no. It's, if you want to interject, mentally, he's not where Tech is. He's just a big, strong brute with great stamina, and that's kind of just his niche. You know, you got Hunter, who's clearly he's got a clear mind. Hunter's got a clear mind. Tech's just a smart guy, so I don't feel like that would suck if he turned on them. If Tech, like the inhibitor chip, just went off, that would be nuts. Yeah, I don't know. There's so much development for these characters, and I was, from seeing the season 7 Bad Batch to this, I'm like, dude, what happened? So, but I've enjoyed it overall. I will say, it's fun to get some different characters.
Yeah, like when you say it shows about the Bad Batch, I mean, we shouldn't have to say that, but we are. We think about, like, what have we learned about the Bad Batch? What development have we happened? Or have we seen? I mean, like, we've seen Wrecker had his thing with the chip. It was kind of short lasting, and that really didn't have anything to do with him. And that's about it. We have Crosshair, and they have milked that for the entire season, which will probably get resolved in the final episode. You know, it just kind of feels like they're the Bad Batch. They're just doing the Bad Batch stuff, and it just kind of seems like, well, at first, it seemed like the Bad Batch were a vessel to show us how the galaxy was adapting after Order 66, right? It wasn't really important what the Bad Batch were doing, because we were getting to see the rest of the galaxy, you know, some world building, universe expanding stuff. But they're not even a vessel for that. They're just like
There has. I was going to say, yeah. Sabrina brings up a great point. I'm disappointed Echo hasn't talked about fives. I'll be real with you, man. There's been points where they could have shown more of a softer side to these guys, which they have with Hunter. I will say he's got this parental type feel to him. But I mean, that's it. You haven't gotten much development for any of these other characters, like you just said, and so Echo. I mean, I don't know how much he would open up about the experience that he had, but and I don't even know if he remembers most of it. But yeah, I mean, it'd be kind of cool to hear about fives and
Totally. He was a huge deal. And like Echo, and we talked about this in my Discord just yesterday. Actually, we were talking a lot about Echo. I think I'm beginning to realize that Echo was just a stepping stone to introduce the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And that's just what it seems like. They were like, and this is kind of harsh, so forgive me, but it seems like they brought back Echo from the dead, and they were like, this is our way to introduce these new characters. And
Jeez.
It's just like,
I'm just kidding.
They revived him. Now the Bad Batch had this whole purpose. They're looking for Echo or whatever, and now Echo's in the Bad Batch, and now it's like, okay, we have a fan favorite in the Bad Batch, so now we already have a reason to watch the Bad Batch because we want to see what happens to Echo, because Echo is already a developed character. And then once that was all put in place, they were just done with Echo. They're like, okay, we brought you back, you've served your purpose, now you're on the sidelines.
Dang, you bring up a good point, man. Yeah, I mean that's how executives think too, or at least producers. Yeah,
I'm being very critical, by the way.
No, that's totally fine. I might have to play devil's advocate, but
do it, please.
In the grand scheme of it all, like, I hate to quote this, nobody's ever really gone, which is a fun concept to think about, You've seen all these characters die in Star Wars. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go on that tangent. I can't play devil's advocate. You're so right. I can't go on that tangent. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Well, Star Wars has this way of bringing people back to life constantly. Yeah. A lot of times it pays off and it plays well. It's just there's a lot of people that are just saying, like, we're happy that Echo's back. Like, no one complained when Rex started talking about, I think Echo's alive. It was exciting. Everybody was into it. So I think that's just why people are a little bit disappointed.
I will say, I will say one thing. I know I have to ask you something. Excuse me. Moving on from the Bad Batch, the Kenobi series, which is coming up here in the next little bit, I do need to ask you, because I haven't talked to you about this. Do you think Qui-Gon will make an appearance? Not an appearance, but will we hear his voice?
I think so. A lot of people are saying they really don't think that Qui-Gon's going to be in Kenobi. I think so. I think that they can get Liam Neeson or even a voice actor. I think it would do, because the thing is, he's going to be by himself for a large portion of the show, right? He's going to be, that's his thing. He's by himself on Tatooine. So we're going to see a lot of him sitting around a fire, looking at the sunset. And unless they're going to give us Ewan McGregor narrating all of Obi-Wan's thoughts, he's going to need someone to talk to. So putting Qui-Gon in as a Force ghost might just be a vessel for Obi-Wan to talk. Just so it's like, unless he's
dialogue.
Unless he's gone insane and he's just talking to himself, Qui-Gon we might not even see Qui-Gon or hear him, but at least we'd know who Obi-Wan's talking to. It just might give us a insight into his mind.
This is the thing that I always bring up when I bring this topic up. In Revenge of the Sith, you'll remember that Yoda brings up that there's more training that Obi-Wan needs to, that he has to do.
Right.
And then he brings up Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan's like, what the heck? Well, actually, Obi-Wan guesses that he's like, oh, it's Qui-Gon, The only way I can see this series going is Obi-Wan learning about the netherworld and the Force, becoming a Force ghost, like becoming one with the Force. I really feel like that should be the direction of this TV series. I don't know if it will be or not. I don't know if it's going to be some kind of like watchful eye over Luke Skywalker, or if it's just going to be another adventure for Obi-Wan Kenobi. But because I believe this is just a one-shot series, right? Yeah. So, I mean, you've got to have something where he is learning how to become one with the Force, because that's one of the biggest aspects of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This old mentor type character, the old wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
In every fiction, story, you've got that old wizard, and he's just that. I mean, he's seen it all, and I feel like that would do him justice. That would finish his arc, like just kind of put the cherry on top type thing,
Yeah.
He's seen everything from, the rise and fall of the Galactic Republic to finally, the rise of Anakin Skywalker and his. I mean, obviously Anakin dies, but he rises again, rises from the ashes. So Obi-Wan got to witness it all, man. Like, and I feel like that would I don't know, it would do justice for him.
Yeah. That's really good perspective. Back to like with the Force Ghost thing, like I could see that being like, because sometimes shows, they need some kind of end game objective,
Definitely.
and it might not be super clear for Obi-Wan because he's just protecting Luke or whatever. So I think it's going to be a lot of little, like every episode's going to be something else happening, but every episode, maybe 5 minutes will be dedicated to him meditating or trying to figure that out. And it's kind of always there in every episode a little bit, just to kind of give the show a feeling of progression.
Yeah, definitely. It needs to have the mythos there. That's what I'm trying to get at. For Star Wars, it's got to have that mythos feel. So,
yeah, we need to make things more about the Force and Jedi again. It's been so much not about that lately. It's just, it'd be nice for that to be the focal point again.
Oh, sorry. I was reading this comment and I didn't catch what you said. I'm so sorry.
Sure. Do you want me to bring the comments up?
No, yeah, I was going to say, I completely understand that. Yeah, we won't see him as a Force ghost. He might manifest himself in a vision or just his voice, because, yeah, he wasn't able to manifest himself in the Clone Wars.
He did, though, didn't he?
No.
We haven't animated Qui-Gon.
That was a vision that Yoda had. During his whole time on Dagobah, and Qui-Gon specifically said, he's like, I'm not able to manifest myself into the Force, just my voice type thing. So
that makes it even more
Mortis.
easy.
That's right. So it was on Mortis. I think Qui-Gon appeared to, I believe it was Anakin, right?
Did he?
Maybe it was. Oh no, it was Obi-Wan. It was both. I can't remember. I need to go back and watch the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I know. It's been a while.
Anyway, sorry. Kind of went off on a tangent, but.
Oh, it's all good.
Definitely straight.
It's all good.
Bit, but.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I was saying, but that was a good point to talk about. Yeah. Any other thoughts about new Star Wars, new shows coming out?
No,
current content.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping they end off the Bad Batch with a high note. It was a high note with the finale for The Mandalorian. I need another high note.
Yeah.
You need a couple consistent high notes here in the next little bit for Star Wars for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, I think they will. Bad Batch, the ending will be awesome. Like, it's going to be Darth Vader. It's going to be something awesome. I don't know what it is yet, but they're definitely like, the beginning of the show is awesome. The end of the show is going to be awesome, and everything in the middle is going to be meh. But everyone's going to remember the beginning and the end. It's going to be a sandwich.
Yeah. I will say this: I love talking positively about Star Wars. It's so hard to like. I wouldn't say diss on Star Wars. Like this is my first love, right? Like It's so hard to like talk badly about Star Wars, and I don't like talking negatively about it. It's just when you see something that you love so much change, and not in the way that you would like to see it, it's kind of hard. And I'm just coming at this as a fan, and I'm just you've got to have some positives here in the next little bit for the whole of the fandom. So.
Yeah, we got to give it the benefit of the doubt.
For sure.
And then it is tough to be a Star Wars fan when we're in a little bit of a news drought. I mean, we're getting Bad Batch content, but it's not really that exciting anymore. I think we're already starting to think about what's next.
Yeah, I think that's the Star Wars fan mentality. Is wow, it's the next best thing, you know. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, I think that is a good place to wrap up the stream. Retro Gypsies, the link to his channel's in the description. So if you want to go follow him, go show him some love, click that link. Go give him a sub. He needs some subs. He's going to do a face reveal at some point. When are you doing the face reveal?
I'll give it a month or two. Like I said, I've got to get that shelf and put all my stuff up so everybody can see my
Build
Star
the
Wars
studio.
merchandise. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it might be a couple months, but I'm not going to sit here and I got to hit 50,000 subscribers before you see my face type thing. I'm really wanting to get myself out there and just enjoy the community. I'm enjoying making videos. I think that's the biggest thing right now I'm finding it to be really fun. Enjoying, making content for people to enjoy as well. So
yeah, totally, man. Oh, that's all. I'm very excited for you. Thanks for coming on.
No, thank you, man. I do appreciate you having me. It feels good to know that you got a buddy who is willing to help you a little bit. So
yeah, we got your back. I'm sure you'll make a lot more buddies out here as you go and as you grow.
Very good. Alrighty, man.
Okay, man. See you later.
All right, take care.
All right. Well, that was Retro Gypsy. Again, go subscribe to him if you haven't. Just a couple things before I end it. We are doing a little fun, little friendly competition in my Discord for a Star Wars character tier list. So you go in there, you rank who's an S tier character, who's an F tier character, who sucks, who's the best. There's I think 150 characters in there. So all you do is you click the link I put in my Discord, you drag the characters where you want them to be, and then you save the image. And you upload it. Simple. And we're just going to vote who's the best. Whoever gets the most votes is going to get a live plug, live shout out on my next stream. So just so you know, if you're not in the Discord, the link is in the description. Join it, enter the contest. Just a little fun thing. Just a little thing. All right. Don't worry about it. Just for fun. Yeah. And finally, I will say I haven't really talked about this very much on my channel, but I'm struggling to get monetized. I don't know why YouTube won't monetize me. This has been an ongoing battle for like a year. I can't figure it out. So if you want to become a channel member, for now, that's not through YouTube. That's through Patreon. So the link is in the description. It's the same pricing as you'd find on YouTube. I tried to match it for what the YouTube memberships are. So if you want to become a member, it won't show up in the chat box, but we'll highlight you in the Discord. And we'll give you your credit where it is due. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. May the Force be with you.